Assalamu alaikum, you're watching our special program on Eid al-Azha. I'm Faisal Rehman and with me is Sana Maqbool. So, a very happy Eid Mubarak to everyone. So, Sana, finally, the barbecue time has started, huh?
Yes, I'm sure you're very excited about that, aren't you?
Yeah.
I don't know, this Eid is, I think, a little less exciting than the other one, but I think it's fun to actually get together for all the food and stuff. But I'm a little hesitant about going near the animals and the sacrifice, which is, I feel bad for them.
Most are actually. My kids, I mean, they're like scared. I mean, this is not right. I said, listen, you know, this is something which we need to do.
Sure,
and you should see. But anyway, I don't know. We were very excited when we were kids. Nowadays, I see kids are not excited about Eid anyway, you know.
I don't know, even now it's just there's so much stuff going on that it's just very hard not to be a little less excited, especially the Congo virus thing is going on, which is I think really scared a lot of people this Eid.
No wonder when I went to this place from where you can buy the goats and all, and everybody was wearing these masks. Maybe because of that.
Yeah. Everyone has been told to be careful. But in any case, I think it's a good time to celebrate, and it's a festivity for all of us, and we're very grateful to be able to enjoy that with our family and friends, and of course with PTV World also, and with our guests in the studio. It's always amazing to celebrate Eid, whether it's this one or the other one. So why don't we introduce our guests, Faisal?
There you go, please.
Because of course we are very grateful for them to join us on Eid, because I'm sure everyone's really busy with their own commitments, but we're really grateful for them to join us and celebrate Eid with us today. So today we have 5 guests in the studio with us. First of all, we have Romaina Khursheed, who's a politician. Thank you very much for joining us. Eid Mubarak.
Same to you.
And with her, we have Amina Ansario, who is a motivational speaker and a banker. Thanks, Amina. Eid Mubarak. And we also have Anum Lodhi, who is a journalist and blogger. Thank you for joining us, Anum. Eid Mubarak. And with her, we also have Khwaja Najam Hassan, a producer and a director. Thank you for joining us today, sir.
Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak to you too. And lastly, we have Natasha, who's an entrepreneur and beautician. Thank you, Natasha, for joining us. Eid Mubarak. So we'll start with Romaina. How was your Eid so far? Of course, it's the first day, and you must have prepared something for your family and your friends. And what are your plans for the next day?
Eid, first of all, I want to congratulate all the Pakistanis, not in Pakistan, especially those who are in abroad. And especially on this occasion, I want to wish Eid Mubarak to those people, who are, especially in Kashmir, who are suffering for the freedom. They're fighting for the freedom, and especially to those as well, fighters and the army soldiers, those are on the borders. So very much Eid Mubarak to all. And then about Eid, so there for me, Eid, as I have to celebrate 4 Eid, so it's a great activity.
How's that?
Because being Pakistani, living in Pakistan, and representing from another community, so for me, like by faith I'm Christian, and obviously I celebrate 4 Eids, because all Pakistani Eids are obviously all the festivities are mine festivity too.
Of course.
And as being the member of parliament, every Pakistani, I represent Pakistan. So for me, it's a great day. So I think for me, celebrating 4 Eids, because in my family as well, and my kids, they all enjoy, because, you know, as I have 2 daughters and 1 son, so I have to do all the preparations and to meet the friends, to meet the public. So it's a great day, and all days are very great and hectic too. But I really enjoy the love, the culture which we are having, and for me, definitely this Eid means peace and sacrifices and sharing, caring. So it's a great message.
That sounds really
That's
good.
quite a wonderful sentiment.
I'm just going to spend Eid at home with family and everything, but today was just with the sacrificing and, you know, putting it together and putting the meat away and putting all shares for everyone. Tomorrow it's going to be...
Do you do that?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm responsible for that at home.
Okay.
So every time my mom just, you know, collects the packages that we have to pack them in, and I make the shares.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I've been doing that, and tomorrow inshallah we'll be doing something along the lines that we run a free clinic from our home.
Okay.
So it'll be for the poor kids, so we'll be interacting with them and giving them a share of, you know, our happiness. So it'll be something like that.
Share
so
of happiness. That's so sweet.
yes.
Yeah. So Amina, basically you're a motivational speaker, right?
I'm
Is it somewhat
basically
like TED Talks or what?
No, I've been participating in random events organized by my university, my ex-university when I was studying. It was a long while back, but originally I'm a banker. I'm a branch manager for Bank Al-Falah Diplomatic Enclave branch.
Okay.
Yeah. So motivational is just something along the side. I talk to the grad students in my university, and I want to participate in TED Talks inshallah next year, but none as yet. None as yet.
Okay, good luck with that. Anum, how about you? How do you spend your Eid?
Oh, so this might be my 6th Eid in Pakistan.
Okay.
So I was born and raised in UAE.
Okay.
So because I live here alone now as an independent working woman, it is tough. Eid is tough on me because I have to travel all the way to maybe Karachi or Lahore where I have relatives. So I stay with my relatives during
Well, that's
Eid.
nice though, you get to see them.
Yeah, but it's not the same as it was back home.
Yeah.
So I find, I do agree with you, Eid in Pakistan is kind of boring now. People don't celebrate it with that zeal they used to.
Why is it boring? I mean,
I don't know, we sleep all day.
I think
can't
the
be boring.
excitement is sort of lessened.
People who are part of that festival, they have a boring attitude, isn't it?
They just kill the, the zeal, the happiness of Eid by sleeping all day. They sleep all day. I think
that's probably the best happiness now for most people, to be able to sleep.
Busy and then
Right.
And now because you have all these shops doing the qurbani for you, so you don't do the actual qurbani anymore, right?
Right.
So they send you the qurbani stuff at your home in the evening.
Convenience in one way,
Yeah,
isn't
and
It
then,
is, but it takes away from the sort of excitement
like I
that you did
remember when
have.
I was younger, coming to Pakistan, Eid would mean the huge cow outside your house, who would mow all day, and then one day it stops mowing, and then you start eating it. So
Isn't that sad?
I mean, now you don't have that mowing and the cows.
When
or the
I was a
goats
kid, we would make
making
friends
noises.
with the animals so much
Yeah.
that once we would slaughter them, we wouldn't feel like eating.
Right, right.
As a kid,
I used to cry a lot.
Same here.
I was the kind of kid, who would always go and see the animals getting slaughtered. You just
God,
get so excited,
Fascinate you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're just
It's
sadistic
devastating.
then.
There's something wrong in here, Natasha.
Yes, you're just sadistic then.
But I think
For us, for example,
Yeah.
we have the cattle and the goats that we keep them at our farm for about a month over. And then we feed them. You do tend to get attached.
Sure.
Of course.
But
And
that's,
feeling is
the way it should
that's
be.
the point.
On
That's
that.
what people
Yeah.
say, that's the point for you to be able to
just get
Absolutely.
experience
Sacrifice.
sacrifice.
Faisal,
right?
this is a very special Eid for me because my
Sure.
sons are back. One is
good.
from Abu Dhabi, the other is from Australia. So it's like a reunion. So tomorrow we are going to Nathia Gali to enjoy with the entire family.
How nice.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So is it the first time, Khursheed? I mean, since they were working and
They were
studying
working
and all.
and they were studying also. Then they joined various in Abu Dhabi, got a job. The other one in Australia. So
So
I'm
the
here.
family is
Yeah.
back.
Two-
and you'll be
just two sons,
having
yes.
a good
After
time
son.
in Nathia Gali, yeah?
Yeah.
That's
no-
great actually for people to get together. I think if nothing
That's a
else,
lovely
Eid gives
place,
you
honestly.
an excuse to
And
get
that's the
together.
spirit of Eid, basically. That's the spirit of
That's
Eid.
what
Right.
Eid is all about.
Yeah.
Family being
Yeah.
together.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, spending it with family.
And
I mean,
And on top of it, my new book is coming, which is called Stars from Another Sky.
So that's been done.
It's been done. It's about
Okay.
What is it
35
about?
years of television. I've worked
35.
I worked with the top queens and kings of music and
absolutely.
cinema, like Farida Khanum, Noor Jahan, Mehdi Hassan. So it's like a rise and fall of all the stars I've worked with, because I've worked very closely with them. And in 35, 40 years of working with them, I had a special, they're all now the third generation I'm working with. So you should take this book lightly. And you should feel that, because basically it has twists and turns, it has a rise and fall of our great stars in the book, and about television also.
amazing.
How the rise and fall of television also.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yes.
How was that experience of writing this book?
In fact, I wrote a diary since 1974. And a diary is a diary. There's one page. There's a friend of mine, Kruti Mehta. She's a Canadian, and she writes for Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
She's a critic. And she said, why don't you send this book to me, your diary to me? Let me see if it can convert into a book. So I sent to her, she read it, and it took her 2 months. Because from converting a diary into a book, with chapters,
a lot of effort, of
with chapters, yeah. For
Right.
example, early days of television, then Aslam Azhar, then what Muniza Hashmi worked with people, and the programs, and Noor Jahan, Farida Khanum, all chapters, about 20 chapters of, and she's done it nicely, you see. She's
So it's
edited.
published?
It's going to be published in 20 days.
20 days, that's not far. Yeah.
Amazing.
Hasina Muin has written the preface. It's in English.
Okay.
And I'm sure you're going to conduct when I'm going to launch the book.
Definitely, definitely you will do that, sir. So, ma'am, coming back to you now, since you've said that you normally celebrate 4 Eids, you know, we always do that. I mean, same the case is there. But I mean, the lady was just telling us that, you know, Eid festival is getting boring for some reason. And honestly speaking, I totally agree with you because it is. My kids, I mean, whenever one is 12, one is 7, and whenever I ask us, Baba, it's so boring, you know, I said, listen, guys, you need to make it exciting. So what's the element which you believe is missing, which you used to have earlier when we were kids? Or is the time, or what exactly is it?
I think it's, we cannot blame the children. We can't blame the kids because I think it's all depend on the elders as well. Because Faisal, to be very honest, I've been brought up with my grandparents. So I still remember the bonding with them, the enjoyment, to make it, to put efforts into it that we should enjoy. Like Sir was saying that he was telling that they all are going to Natya Gali. So it's all planning, how we make the plan. And now we all make our life very easier in the gadgets and in the video games and all that. So I think we all have to put our efforts into it. So when we put the efforts, then things will become more easier. Or sometimes we all are so tied up in this all routine, and because nowadays life become more fast.
Right.
Like nowadays, if we talk about few years back, not too much back, few years back. So I think at that time, the time was very much convenient. Everybody loved to come to each other to visit and to, you know, have the lunches, dinners together. And I still remember when somebody was like in our neighbors, when they do the Qurbani and then they have to, you know, cook the food and ask everybody to come and have together. And, you know, it's such a nice bonding. But nowadays, people, they really don't know who's living in their neighbor. Yeah, so it's sad. But I think the missing factor is that we nowadays we don't want to put our efforts into it.
I think that's true. I think previously a lot was shared. All the activities or your household spaces or your everything was shared by people. Most people live together also. So automatically you had a bonding, and then you did all sort of activities together.
When I was a kid, I would know everyone in my neighborhood. Not anymore though. I used to know everyone, and we used to interact and everything. But it's I think.
You think the culture has changed over a period of time?
The culture, maybe the technology has an impact on things, that we stay glued to our Facebooks and our smartphones and whatnot. We wouldn't know who's living next door to us. We would rather text someone next door than, you know, ring the bell and, you know, go next door.
Yeah, even Eid greetings are just limited to text now. Remember, we used to
Exactly.
cards and
forgotten those days when we used to write Eid cards and
and now we used to send WhatsApp. And sometimes we forgot to change the names as well.
In fact, in television, Aslam Azhar used to have a big dinner, Eid Milan party, and all the actors and singers, they were there. But suddenly I don't find these kind of things anymore, you see.
I still remember you used to have so many programs when you were around. I mean, there was a lot going on. And why suddenly it has...
I really don't know what happened to television, because...
Somebody has to take
It's funny though, because whoever you speak to says the same thing, and they complain about how things have changed and they miss that.
Yes.
But
nobody's doing anything
to see anybody making an effort to change
the community abroad, they are keeping it alive because there are less Pakistanis in countries outside, so they have their own community groups. So Eid is like I remember like even today. So every Eid we make sure someone saves the pie, someone saves the the good meat, and then they make beef.
One dish party also we used to have.
We have a lot of one dish parties also abroad now. Like especially in UAE, we have like huge groups of people coming in. And like 80% of the people, you wouldn't know them. Yeah. But everybody comes in and then all of them share food.
That is true, because I myself have personally, my brother and I, we both spent our schooling abroad, and their Ramadan or Eid, it was the way we celebrated it. We would go to the mosque.
Exactly.
On Eid day especially, we would have friends over, we would cook together. Of course, it was a student life.
Do you cook, Natasha?
Sorry?
Do you cook?
Absolutely, I do. You should try my food sometime.
I will do that.
And till date, we follow that because now, you know, staying out of the country for half of the time, we try our best to be with our parents on Eid.
Yeah.
Either Choti Eid or this Eid. So that, and then we have the same, you know, in the morning. Well, my father's a very disciplined, mashallah man, and he starts early, likes everything to be on time, even the sacrifice. So everything is done in the morning, cooking, sacrifice, even the distribution, the relatives. And afternoon, evening, it's open. The dinner table is set, and it's still my duty to
Everyone is invited.
make sure. Yes, and I enjoy that because I believe that is what Eid
Actually,
is.
it
End of the
starts
day.
with the Eid namaz, which starts really late here.
Yes.
I think in Pakistan it's 9. Eid
No,
namaz.
it's 7:30
7:30.
after.
7:30, and that's how Mr. Kazmi's there.
7:30,
7:30.
7:15.
Yes, yes, sir.
And okay, so in UAE it's like right after Fajr, like half an hour after Fajr.
Oh,
It's like 6-ish.
I think even
But then you
7,
get more
7:30 is very
time, huh?
early
Yeah,
for
no, time because
Pakistanis
everybody's
now.
awake in the morning making nashta and stuff, and
Yeah.
People are
So
late.
back in US, we had it till, even the last namaz would be till 10:30. Everybody was getting, it was convenience, whoever could get there on time.
Yeah.
So one was 8 o'clock, the other one was 9:30, then it was 10:30, something like that.
Okay.
3 schedules.
Not bad.
Convenience, again.
We used to have like a family barbecue thing every year. Up till last year, we had that. But this time around, the third day of Eid, for me at least, would be spent in office. And it's usually on the third day that we plan it. And I'll be at work.
That's also true, actually. A lot
just
of
got 3
people,
holidays.
a lot of people actually work on Eid. Also, they prefer to do
Faisal, I
overtime
remember
or
in
stuff like that.
70s,
Yeah.
They were
in Lahore Center, I was at Lahore Center, we had Saira Kazmi and Shireen Pasha, Shoaib Mansoor,
Okay.
Shahzad Khalil. You can just, we used to have barbecue. And it was basically, television was next to cinemas. All the cinemas were on McLeod Road. So new film on Eid day, and we used to go and watch some film. I remember I saw Aina. It was released on
Nadeem
Eid.
and Shabnam.
Yes. And
It's famous song.
they were great
Jani,
actors. Yeah.
On that, on the CVO, I think, I'm
Yes.
not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. And today 3 films have been released. I'm so happy because cinema, we are again going back to
I'll just
good
tell you a
cinema.
very interesting story in Aina, you know,
Sure.
that
Yes.
is something I really have to share. Faisal and Nadeem Saab's other son, Farhan, both are very good friends of mine because I've lived in Karachi and all. So one day, in fact, I spoke to Farhan. He said, just come. And, you know, he would always tell you to come and he would be somewhere else, you know. So I went there and I saw Nadeem Saab watching this movie all alone in his, in Karachi in his house, right? So, and
It
you
was
know,
released
and
in
that
Bambino,
was the moment when
5 years.
that motorbike I
Yeah.
still remember. I mean, Shabnam was sitting on the, and I said, you could have, you used to do all this in this area, and nobody was bothered. I mean, everything seemed to be so natural and everything was so fine.
Normal.
He said, I wish, you know, you guys had seen that time. Those days were just amazing. I think so how things have changed
Faisal,
over
those
the period of
days were amazing because Wahid Murad, they were all educated actors.
Yeah, that's
you
the
see.
part,
He was
yeah.
MA English, Wahid Murad, and he was black and white cinema, he was the top. And then came, of course, Nadeem. He was also very good in Aina, Bandish, and
He came in
Qurbani.
as a singer, by the way.
Yes, he was singing. He's also a graduate.
Yeah, still so amazing. Still
And
amazing.
now, today, 3 films have been released. 2 weeks before, there was this Tifa in Trouble,
I've seen that
which
movie.
That's
it
amazing.
earned about 32 crores.
Oh, not bad.
Yes.
Apparently
And
did very well.
Very,
very, very well.
very
Beyond
well.
expectations.
Today, Lord
Ali Zafar's
Wedding is
movie, right?
released.
Of course.
Basically, Fahad Mustafa and Mahvish. It's going to be, of course, the director was who made Actor-in-Law. And there's a very good song by Munda Lahorda. Ajkal bada popular. It's very popular, this song. You must see the song. And then, of course,
We remember that, you know, Lagdi Lahore Di.
this
So
is
they've
the
played
same.
the other
It's
version.
nice
Yeah,
the
it's the same.
time has changed like that.
And then again, Parvaz-e-Junoon. It's a tribute to the Air Force,
Force, yeah.
pilots.
Yeah.
And the song...
Hamza Abbasi is
Yeah,
doing the
and
music.
Atif Aslam, Zeba's son, Zeba Bakhtiar's son, Azan, he has composed, he's a composer of this film, and he has done a lovely job of Atif Aslam's song. You must also
Definitely.
listen
Basa,
to this
definitely.
song.
It's great that now we're making movies
Yes.
on, you know, different topics, and it is
And
wonderful
third
to
one
see.
again, Jawani Phir Nahi Aani Part 2, Humayun
Yeah.
has made this.
I think post-war, and then we had 2 other movies, Part 1 and Part 2. There was one Namalum Afraad,
Yes.
Javed Sheikh
Yeah.
and Fahad again. Brilliant movie.
Brilliant.
What a brilliant idea.
Right.
Great.
I think things are really improving
They
as
are
far as
improving.
movies are
There's
concerned.
just one
Nice to watch.
which I really see in them, the acting point of view, because they're all from television. So they speak in a certain kind of dialect. All the actors, they give long
Looks
pauses.
natural also.
Yeah. But in cinema is different. When you're watching on a big screen, it's
It doesn't
different.
look- yeah.
So I think there should be academies in
But Khwaja sir,
Pakistan.
Of course, there's much that needs to be done,
Anna?
but it's a
Yes.
great step that at least
Yeah.
they're making movies
Being
for now.
started.
But I think
Great
television
start.
should make an academy. We have an academy
Yeah.
where we can groom the actors. Indian actors, they go to New York schools
Film academy
for
and all.
acting and all. Yeah. And not Pakistan. They're all groomed. They don't go to academies, but they learn through television.
What's up? As a kid, I remember watching some of the Punjabi movies also, because I always had it.
Heer Ranjha.
Brilliant movie.
Brilliant
I still remember Jeera Blade was such a funny
Jeera
movie.
Blade,
I mean,
yeah.
amazing. The point is that the level of comedy, the level of acting has eroded over a period of time. The dialogue delivery, and then so many actors working for so many movies. I mean, that's another problem and a half. You can't actually
Faisal,
associate
in
one
fact-
guy with a certain movie with a certain character.
After 70s and of course 80s, there came a point when there were vulgarity in the cinema. Punjabi films like Anjuman. So then people stopped going
Because
to
of the influence of the stage.
stage.
Yeah, that's why they
Theatre,
were so
Lahore.
loud.
Yeah,
And, I mean,
Lahore.
it looked very unnatural also.
Unnatural.
But it's wonderful that it's changing now, and like you said, that we need academies. I think we
Brilliant.
also have people to teach. We have
Young
so many
people are so
wonderful
brilliant, yeah.
actors who can teach. Also, we have like legends and stars.
Azan
who are
Sami
there.
is a very good new addition in compositions. He's a good composer.
And he started very young.
Yes.
He started when he was in his early teens.
Yes.
So
Dial 1, 2, 3, whatever he did, just.
And, you know,
directed
just
a
very
film.
casually, and he came out very good.
Yeah.
So it's in him, you know, it's in his...
Well, of course, we have. I think we have
in
lots
his
of
blood,
talent.
I
There is
guess.
It's in
no,
his
there
blood.
is no shortage of talent in the country. It's
Tham
I mean,
Lo is
just
the
Junaid
song.
be
Adnan's
there.
brother sings so well. I had no clue that. he
Yes,
was such a-
also.
So true.
Yeah.
So
Right.
probably it is in the genes.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
And I think the industry is attracting a lot of youth from outside. So, like my sister, she studied from Malaysia, and then she's working in Pakistan now. All her friends, they're from LA universities and whatnot, California University, and you know, all of them are coming from abroad.
Yes.
So, and they want to invest in Pakistan, you know, and they want to work in the industry in Pakistan.
No, I
So
think
that's
now
a
the
great
industry
thing.
is very well educated, very
Yeah.
well spoken, and this
It's a
is
great-
what's bringing the change.
Yeah.
Because see, TV, media, movies are a message. They're a message
Yeah, of
to the
course.
whole
All
country.
mediums, yeah.
They,
So
You can
this
put
is
them
what
They
we're
inform
doing,
and they educate the
for-
masses, of course.
Absolutely, it's the
Yeah.
best way, and especially in Pakistan. You know, because it's now that women are working, women are getting out there. We're in
Yeah.
the skill development, and polishing skills is what we do.
Right.
We've actually thought of opening an academy where we'll be doing skill development for all sorts of trades.
Correct.
Because unfortunately, everybody cannot attend school.
Exactly.
No.
So we need people, and that's what we've been doing. That's what our parents have been doing, alhamdulillah, you know, and the success is what they've earned, is the respect that we've grown and created for others, shared,
Right,
giving back to our
right.
community.
right, we'll
But PTV
continue our
has an
talk from
academy,
here.
we can even do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll just continue this discussion. We need to take a short break, and we will be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to our special Eid transmission. Eid Mubarak once again to all our viewers, and continuing our discussion with our very special guests in the show today. Let's talk a bit about how different, of course, we've seen and spoken about how different Eid was before and earlier now. But reminiscing about our past Eids, what do you remember the best from your childhood or from Eids that have gone by? Any moment that you still remember which was wonderful? Mr. Amina.
Wow. So many beautiful memories. I still remember that I always wait for the new currency notes and getting money like Eid from everyone, and then
I love this.
Do we get
Yeah.
Eid on
You
this
know.
Eid also? I'm not too
And-
sure.
and no, I still remember that. Yeah, I used to get on Eid, because you asked any
Sure, sure.
memory.
Yes.
So I still remember the currency notes, and a part of that the new bangles, because and I remember that I love to wear the bangles, and then mehendi and all that stuff. So yeah, there are so many beautiful memories. And then I remembered that when I got so much money and then don't know what to do, then always grandmother and grandfather asked me to go in bank and put them in your account. So then I feel like, oh,
that's really
it's
boring.
going back.
I used to spend it the same day.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
But I think that time there was not that much shops or no McDonald's, no these type of stuff. But I think that was the criteria. Like I was, it is still so beautiful. I have a very good habit which was being built with because of my grandfather, to read the books. And nowadays, you know, it's getting more over finished, because that time they always focused to read the book. So that time I remembered Bachcho Ka Risala, Bachcho Ki Duniya, Talimo Tarbiyat, sort of a magazine's name. So they always asked me to finish this book and then you're going to get this. So I think childhood is a beautiful memory, full of memories. So and then saving something, that was the practices which elders used to guide. So those are the beautiful memories.
Amna, what about you?
Yeah.
I remember that early in the morning, right after namaz, we would have the slaughtering done at our house. And right before that happened, my dad would urge my brothers to go and, you know, pat the animal.
Right.
And uspe haath phire. And, you know, then they would all hold the animal and slaughter that animal themselves.
Oh.
They used to do that. My dad used to do that, and my brothers would hold the animal. It's no longer happening anymore. But
did they enjoy it?
My brothers hated it. Hated it. And this brother, this eldest brother of mine, he has a phobia that he's scared of blood. So he would just put his head away and not even look. And right when it was done, he would just walk away, not look.
The poor thing.
Yeah.
My eldest son stopped eating goat meat right after when I showed him what exactly we were doing to the animal.
And my brother still
horrifying.
He still doesn't eat meat. He would eat, like for example, if he would make nihari or some salan of sorts, he would just want the boti to be there, but not eat it, just for, you know, show that this is meat. But he still doesn't eat meat. So yeah, we would do that. And right after the slaughtering, we would, I don't eat certain parts of the meat, but my brothers love the liver and everything, the younger one. So they would just barbecue it, right? The second it's happening, they would be like, oh, put that part away, and then he would go and cook it, and my dad would love it.
I think,
We're all feeling
I think the Chandrat part, the Mehndi part, I really love it. I still love it, but I am like, I think I'm very busy to get henna done now and wait in lines. But I remember that the setting we had in our house, all these women would come to our house, and all these Mehndi ladies would come to our house, and then we'll apply henna the whole night. And the next morning, my mom would be screaming at everybody because the henna will be everywhere, right? So all the dried henna drops would be all around the house. Then she'll have to clean it all.
They use liquid these days, right?
Yeah,
but that's dangerous.
Really, yeah, that's really dangerous.
Yes.
And
the chemicals.
That's really bad. And then we would show off the henna in school after the Eid holidays, right? So now the henna doesn't stay for so long, I'm pretty sure.
It doesn't. It's like a dye.
There was one terminology of that they make it, those ladies used to make with sugar and with the, you know, with tea.
Ark?
Yeah, they take out some sort of a ark from that, and they call it chini patti ki mehndi, use henna of sugar and
like my grandmom used to make it with her hand,
Yeah.
and then she would put her hand inside it. Then it was called band muthi, I think.
Okay.
And like you just put your hand in and then do this. And
so
then
all of your hands are like
and then came the time, then you started doing the tikka things.
I used to like that. I used to do it.
And then you started doing flowers and stuff.
Somewhere here, you know.
It's like artwork.
But
it's
now
art
they're not
now.
using the pure.
It is beautiful.
It's an art, basically.
It's beautiful.
But they aren't using the proper henna thing anymore. They're using those emergency cones and the liquid
and then people are getting infections from that as well.
Definitely, yeah.
One has to be very careful, but yes, we use fresh henna at our salon if you do feel like coming. We're open on Eid as well.
So throughout,
yes, because we're very particular. It can get very sensitive issue because you have bridal coming in, and then yes, there have been lots of diseases and infections that people have caused because it's chemical.
It's a chemical.
Yes,
it is. Do you also get ready like that on Eid still with lots of henna?
Well, yes, we do, because see, our salons are open. We're open throughout the year. People are still coming in, the last minute people. The memories that I have about Eid are the open house where our parents used to host, because we're a very small family and all our families scattered everywhere. So our parents used to send out, again, those olden times, used to send out those Eid greeting cards all over Pakistan. wish everyone and invite everyone for an open house. So we used to have over 100, 200 people come over to our house from 11 in the morning till 11 at night. And we used to have good food being cooked, and my job was at the table, which I still do, you know, and I enjoyed it because that was the whole idea. It got so popular that people would be like, you know what, why, when we stopped, because my brother and I, we left for States and then we went for education, and our parents got busy, it was not manageable alone. But nevertheless, you know, I mean, people started calling us and asking us, what's going on? Why aren't we having those open eat
They still
days?
remember those.
Yes,
Now
those
you should
days.
take charge,
Yeah.
Natasha.
And I think
You should initiate this.
I think we should revive that
it.
once again, because it's a good
Why? It's
way of
beautiful tradition,
celebrating.
yeah.
Because a lot of people travel this time of Eid, like this Eid especially, sorry. So they're out of the city. A lot of people are not in Islamabad, so it gets pretty quiet.
Yeah.
So whoever are left and they want to celebrate,
Why
you
not?
know, enjoy some good steaks and meat and barbecue, and why not?
Yeah.
Sure, it sounds good. Mr.
Faisal,
Khwaja,
we
what
used to
about you?
have a big, huge gathering barbecue party at Madam Noor Jahan's house, where all of us
Lahore.
used to be invited. Yes, in Lahore, I'm talking about 35 years before,
Oh.
in her lawn. And Saira
She had a
Kazmi,
house close to Liberty roundabout.
Liberty,
On
and
the right
across
side.
the road,
Yeah,
across
yeah,
the road,
yeah.
on the corner. And Saira Kazmi, Naveed Shahzad, you name everyone was invited there. But now they have all become vegetarians. Everyone, all of my friends are
that's
veg
unfortunate.
now. Muniza Hashmi, Samina Ahmed, they're all veg now.
Is it because of the awareness or why?
I think awareness.
Red meat, you know,
Yes,
is not
red
considered
meat.
that great, by the way. But I still believe, Khwaja, it's still better than these broiler chickens. I swear.
Absolutely. I think chicken is the worst.
That's true.
I mean, you were talking about chemicals. I mean, they're full of hormones, and God knows what and what not. I mean,
That's
imagine a bird this big, eventually becomes this big
This
in
big,
6
yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
So what are we eating? What are we?
What are they being fed?
Exactly. What are
It
they
is
fed?
insane.
Yeah.
You know, and then
Steroids
you know what
most
the
likely, yeah.
repercussion is?
It's
That you tend to gain weight because
Yeah.
you know I'm in the beauty trade and I'm very particular about diet. I mean, I love veggies. I do like meat. I eat everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even abroad, when now over there obesity is a problem. But here it started getting like that because of the hormones, the steroids, whatever they're injecting into the animals, which are making them bigger and more prettier, I guess. But it's not good for health because you tend to start gaining weight.
Yes.
I
It's
think
not
they
good for-
do that a
and
lot
cancerous.
around this time also, just to make the animals more attractive. I think there's
Especially
so
this
much
time.
that's done to the animals.
Yeah, if they can spray on strawberries and they can inject
Mangoes.
The
mangoes,
mangoes.
You know,
and-
to get
and
rid of a
watermelons.
lot of mangoes.
Right. I've heard
I'm
that
sure
there,
so much is happening on that front.
All
There
over
were
the world,
some-
people are going organic. We're
Yeah.
blessed with organic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Natasha, I'm not even sure that the food which so-called is organic in Islamabad, let's talk about Kosa market, is it actually organic?
Is it abroad
Because
also?
somebody was telling me that
Pardon me in
you
saying-
always call it organic. Do you actually know from where they're getting? I said, actually,
And I
no,
have the
I've heard
same
somewhere
question.
close by, but you know, I'm not sure.
Back in even abroad, you know, I mean, do you think it's organic? Because they still look as pretty. They still look nice. The fertilizer that they use, what are they adding into that? That's chemical. So organic, I think it was just those old times when it was
Yes.
organic.
Yeah.
When you used to grow it in your own house.
Yes. And
Yeah.
packaged is bad, yes. You know, I mean, one has to be careful what you're eating. And they say seasonal fruits and vegetables are good for your health because that's how it's
Like-
meant to be.
I went to this small city. It's called Hassanpur. So we went there, and then in the morning, my mother-in-law, she made this huge glass of lassi, and then she gave it to me, and I had a bad stomach for a week. She bring the fake milk for her. She's only used to the fake milk, and then they got all these Tetra Pak cartons for me. But yeah, that's the thing now. When you drink like the real milk, which
I
is
think we've
like
gotten so
out of the
used
cow,
to them now,
yeah,
so it's hard
you're
for
really
our tummies
sick.
to digest.
But I
them.
think we should take fruit now. It's good. Our fruit is very good.
Our fruit is excellent.
I think it's the best.
Yes.
Honestly speaking, say you go abroad, it might look good,
Look
it doesn't
good.
taste good.
It
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah,
taste
not at all.
You talk about
It
bananas, oranges,
Vegetables,
apple, you
anything.
name it, sir.
Anything,
Yeah,
anything.
absolutely.
Hamara ek chota sa farm hai, we have a smaller farm, so we have our own chicken and eggs and a small little vegetable fruit garden.
Okay.
So we try to be a little organic on our own. And you
Isn't
can
that
actually
hard, though?
smell it when you go to that garden area. You can smell the pears nowadays.
Yeah.
It smells beautiful. The peach.
Apples.
Apples.
But not many
Mangoes.
people can do that. I think that's very fortunate for you to be able to do that.
Yes, it's
you
hard
know,
work.
I mean,
Yeah, you got to pay a price for it.
Yeah, there's huge
Hard work for anything in life,
Nobody really
I
wants
guess.
to do that. They just want to pick up the
It's
stuff.
not easy.
Yeah.
But yes, if one can go for it, you know, I mean, we try to have a mix and match, like quite a balanced diet of what we're eating. So just make sure what we're eating is good. I mean, we all have to die, yes, but it's better to be, you know, healthy, and it keeps you more active. You can't just go down.
And of course, since you're a beautician and speaking about the sort of nutrition and diet that we need, what would you suggest for people who would want like good skin or good health, good hair?
Water is the best remedy for anything and everything.
Yeah.
This summer, our popular remedy was water with rose water and Ispago.
Can you drink rose water?
Sure.
Yeah.
You could add it to your desserts.
Oh, okay.
You could add it to, you could use it for women. It's the best toner if you just place it, even for men. Place it in the fridge and just splash as much as you can. It also tightens pores. It refreshes your skin. So this summer was Ispago, rose water, and water. Just have it every day and you see the change. It feels very refreshing.
You could add,
and I think the Ispago is very good for the stomach also.
Fiber is excellent for your body. See, small little things. Herbally, you could do so many natural remedies and have the best of best health. Alhamdulillah, skin, hair, everything is related. Yeah. And aloe vera, for example, is very good for hair, as well as for
you just
diabetic.
Need to take the
diabetic patients.
Yeah, and apply it on your head or what?
You could apply to hair, you could apply to skin. When we apply to hair or skin, we don't apply directly. It's always better to mix it with any other ingredient, just to don't have that kind of, you know, damaging effect. But you could eat it.
But I've seen people applying aloe vera straight away in the skin.
It's very good. It's for burns, instant burn. You know, if you have a burn, you could just take the gel and put it. It's used like that. Nowadays, in a lot of ingredients, you see aloe vera is a main ingredient for especially antiseptic. Baking soda is. But for orally, I think rose water with, you could even have aloe vera. You could cut it up, soak it in water overnight, and then have it. It's very good for diabetic patients.
And I think these things are very, very simple and easy to do. These are not very hard and they don't require a lot of effort. It's very easy to get access to an aloe vera plant or rose water or Ispago or stuff like that. That's very simple.
Yeah.
You know, I joke with, we have a guy in our house, he's our supervisor, he notes everything down. I'm like, you know, one day you'll be coming out with your book, saying beauty expert, and you'll be knowing all the secrets to good hair, skin and body, and health, you know. So these remedies are always better, you know, I mean, they don't affect you like that.
That's cool. That is. Anum, what I was interested in asking what you write about, because you're a blogger. What sort of topics and ideas do you cover?
So I am a journalist and I blog about food.
Okay.
So on the journalism part, it's very, you know, it's very serious.
Okay.
No fun at all. So we write about, for the organization I'm working for, we do a lot of in-depth research work. So in that we do a lot of, we basically target, target the government all the time. So we are asking for right to information answers. Okay. So when we get the information from them, we do we clean up the data, we put it up on our website, and then we do stories from them, like the number of people who died in a certain place and stuff. So that's all serious work. And then other than that, I do a lot of lifestyle work also. Okay. So I do a lot of lifestyle journalism. I interview a lot of artists and these actors, all these actors, I interview them. And the food part is when Eid comes in, right? So the food blogging is fun during Eid because you go to all these places, you click all these pictures, and I'm one of those people who would not let you eat for 10 minutes because I have to take pictures.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you can't go out and eat with me.
One of those.
Yeah, one of those. So it takes a lot of, and blogging is really interesting. It takes a lot of time and effort. People think it's like, you know, you just sit at home.
No, of course.
It's a full-fledged job.
Yeah, but I think it's now we are growing up and stuff. But my parents think it's useless. Like, what are you doing? Why are you taking so many pictures? You know.
Do you get called to restaurants for food tasting?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I do.
Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, I love it.
Do you like to eat?
Yeah, but it has pros and cons. You have to, like, you know, say good things about them even if you don't like it.
You must.
Sometimes.
Why can't you be
that's incorrect. I mean,
objective?
you give the right feedback.
Yeah, but then sometimes you don't want to mess with your contacts and stuff.
No, it's not that. You should get. I mean, I remember. I will
be an
not take the name
honest
of the restaurant.
critic.
He called me over and I said I'll call you after this.
You bashed him up.
So he messaged me and I gave him my point of view and he said, yes, that's great, but yeah, because that was the worst biryani I've ever tasted.
No, I haven't had bad food yet, I think, for restaurants. But I have had like some salt and
Really, in
pepper.
Islamabad, I feel like Islamabad's food is very poor.
Islamabad's food
Give
is
them a good opinion, like the correct one. Maybe
They can
a
improve.
favor. They can improve themselves.
Yeah.
obviously they do. But like for the vlogs, I usually
It's constructive.
But I understand. I think a lot of people don't take criticism very well.
I leave out
That's
the
what I
bad
was gonna
parts.
come to. Maybe people, you have to have that positivity. You know, if somebody comes and takes out a minute and explains to you or tells you something that should be better, I think you should thank the other person.
I think that's a very nice
because people don't really care.
mindset
They're like,
you have.
I don't know, you know.
I doubt people have that
They get
kind of
offended
mindset
very
anymore.
easily.
That is true. So you have to have that heart in
criticism
mind,
can be
that
constructive.
that openness.
And it is, I think. I mean, there's always something you
Took it
can
in a
find
healthy
out.
criticism way.
Yeah.
Because it's for
But
the
when it
betterment
comes to
of
food,
others.
I think the owner of the restaurant, he feels it's his baby.
Yeah.
And as soon as you say, you know,
You don't want to break his heart.
that wasn't that
You know
good.
what I've noticed over a period of time is that,
Yeah.
you know, when you start a restaurant, the quality of food is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to maintain that quality because it's
Exactly.
not like a McDonald's burger
Yeah, yeah.
or a KFC chicken piece or
Even-
something.
even-
that it's the same no matter what.
Yeah.
That's
Even
why,
they are
you know,
not
if you order the
consistent.
same steak,
Yeah.
it could be
I do
different.
agree with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Sustainability becomes
Yeah.
a question.
But generally, I also feel Islamabad's food is not very tasty.
I think
There was a time
I feel like this Lahore and
I think it's pretty
Karachi
okay now.
We're getting
Hi,
there.
come
We're
on.
slightly slow.
I
but
think
we're very slow.
Still so better. And like if I say that in 5 years, like my previous 5 years and now, I feel lots of beautiful things, nice things, tasty things
Have come up.
have come up, and Islamabad is doing so good. And they're looking after especially the cleaning, hygiene part.
I'm with
Then,
you.
yeah, especially
But
if we go in other
like
cities.
your kids get bored during Eid, it's because of lack of activities, right?
No, it's not it's basically because I stopped them from playing those video games and being on iPads
But other than
and
that,
doing that,
yeah,
I don't know,
so other than that,
Fortnite
do
or
they have
something.
other than
Oh,
that?
God.
What other alternatives
What other
do they
alternatives
have?
do they have?
That's the problem. That's
That's
exactly
the problem
what
in
my wife tells me.
Pakistan,
You
and
need to
that's
take them
why
out. I said,
and I feel
not
that's
in
why the
Pakistan.
food business is growing.
No,
So
no.
you have
But that's
so
all
many
we
restaurants
do.
opening
Yeah, for
up.
us,
go
when we
out
were
and
growing
we
up, a burger
eat.
was a treat. Honestly
Yeah,
speaking,
and then
now
long
they just pick
burger.
up the
Yeah.
phone and the order, and you know every time, I mean, there's somebody with a motorcycle and
It's
I mean,
become
it's
such
there
an
to
And a
deliver.
carrier.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
fun part
Yeah.
isn't there anymore,
Yeah,
you know?
because I still remember that first we were having that long burger, and then afterwards, after years and years, it comes that go-go burger in Lahore, and then it started that goal bun and you know all that. I think if you talk about Islamabad, I had different time. Lots of time I have this conversation with people. They said, "Oh, come on, Islamabad got
boring."
closed. It's very boring." No, it's not. Actually, we have to think the environment, because most probably the people are the job people. They are they're working. So their timing. So everything got closed early, and same goes if we go for Europe, Switzerland, anywhere. Over there also the shops being closed, the markets, malls are being closed at times. So I think that's good, that we should try to be in routine, because otherwise 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock till
I hate
everything
that.
is open and everybody wants to go out, and then obviously your routine
It
gets
is like
disturbed.
that in Lahore still.
And in
Yeah,
Karachi.
I
and
love Lahore for that.
Especially weddings.
I love Lahore for that.
And
So Karachi weddings
a
are
hell.
late.
God,
Weddings
night
are
love.
late.
3 o'clock, oh
I
God.
actually enjoy that.
Of course, my daughter-in-law, I invited you for the launch
Yeah, I
of
remember.
Chaat. She's opened in Jinnah Super.
Okay.
It's about all types of charts.
Oh, interesting. I'm
But
a
are
big
you
chaat
fond of
person. I love
cooking
chaat.
also, sir?
No,
You
I
have
can't
a
even
restaurant
boil an
there
egg.
in
Honestly,
Delhi.
to be
God.
very
Like
honest,
eat.
never done it.
I love to cook.
But I know exactly the taste. I can
Oh.
tell what is missing. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is
What
the
about
thing?
you? Do you
I love
cook?
cooking. Love
Oh, what do
You
you
love
what do you
cooking
like
in
to cook?
yourself?
I love and I do, because
What about you?
I love cooking, and
Love,
that's why
and Natasha, you
I
love
invent.
because I'm being a
I
mother.
create my own
Yes,
recipe.
I do. I do.
People ask me, what did you put in there? I'm like, don't ask. Does it taste good? It's wonderful. I'm like, that's it. You know, my job is done.
All is well that ends well,
You know, back in
Yeah.
the US, I mean, we had a helper. She would come and cut, do everything. But I would do fusion. Mix and match spices,
It's
Italian.
all about,
but
it's a
tasty.
creative work, basically.
Yeah.
It works out perfect. And, you keep everybody guessing, what did we add in there?
But I'll tell you one thing, Natasha, what I felt like, what I've learned when I was Like I used to, because my grandmother, when she used to cook, she cooked very simple, but the taste. And then when everybody asked her,
it's a love you put in. That's the
so she
actual
always said
ingredient,
that in the
seriously.
mood
The
a
effort.
woman is cooking, or anybody who cooks. So it's the love, it's the mood which you're putting your prayer. And I still remember when she used to cook something, she started doing prayer, and I said, my God, what is this? She's cooking, she's praying, everything. If she's doing with atta stuff, you know, and doing that, I said, like, why we have to do the prayer on everything? But still now, when you become mother, you feel like, and yes, it happens if you make some simple egg with love for your child, the taste, the love.
I think it's true for anything that you create.
Anything with love in it. That's what I was going to say.
Emotions reflect.
Of course, of course.
So even cooking is
And
like a
even
passion for people.
See, like vegetables, for example. You don't overcook vegetables. The best
Unfortunately,
part
in
about
Pakistan, we
vegetables,
do this,
unfortunately,
Until unless oil will come up.
Yeah, when they're brown
over
and
there, we even use Pam because Pam is just an oil spray, okay? But it gives you the right amount of taste.
Exactly.
And of course, probably you knew me like those good old, big old times, you know? So after keeping that, you know, big size in mind, of course you have to, 80% is your diet. So we became very oil conscious. We cook in olive oil here in Pakistan. We also cook in coconut oil. So, and a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons is ample. And especially your crispy vegetables are the best.
But I think
But see the color.
then the
You don't
colors
lose
of
the
the
nutrition,
vegetables.
you know? You don't-
Today we get recipes with like 1 cup oil or half cup oil, and that's, I mean, all of that.
Cup of
desi
oil is a
recipes,
disaster.
I
Honestly,
like
I mean,
that.
you're right. You can spray, you know, these samosas, you can just sprinkle a
bake
bit of
samosas.
oil and bake them.
We
Yeah,
bake
yeah.
Don't fry
samosas.
them. I mean, and
And
they
they're
will
just
taste
as
better.
good.
Amazing,
Crispy
because your
Yes,
hands don't
yes.
get messy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you could just have that.
And they're
it's
crunchier.
oil-free,
But
they're crunchier.
unfortunately,
And you can
people,
have as many
They're
as you
not
want.
burnt. Sometimes, you know, when the oil is a little too hot, you could burn your sambosas, you know,
I know
anytime.
a few
So,
people
like,
they love when they cook about, like especially in Eid meat, when they cook they said until and unless the oil, the red oil is not going to float, the taste is
I
not
think
going
it is
to
all
Especially
about
in
food
Hari.
coma.
you know, horrible thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the food coma is something that reflects with the sleeping, because you know they eat so much, then they have to sleep.
And then they go to hospital too.
Yeah.
and I agree to that because food makes me very lazy.
Yeah.
It makes me
Yeah.
so
Eating too
sleepy.
much, Natasha.
Food coma.
I could like, and the profession I'm in, I have to like hop around, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't afford to. Sundays, yes. One
Yeah.
day is my cheat day. I eat so much, you know, but I make my parents happy. So this is how I think you should balance your week also.
Sure, of course. We'll continue our discussion more with our wonderful guests in the studio. We'll take a short break. Stay tuned.